Today I'm about to show you how I make my meatloaf with brown mushroom gravy. An oldie but goodie. It's a classic. I think I make mine a little different. I think everybody makes theirs a little different. But if you want to see how I put mine together, stay tuned. Alright you guys, so today I'm about to show you how I make my meatloaf with brown mushroom gravy. This is what we're going to be using to make it. I feel like every time we do the ingredients, I have like a bunch of stuff on my counter. Alright, but this is what we're going to be using. So today I'm going to be using some ground beef. This is some ground sirloin. Don't mind the date on this. I had this in the freezer actually. It's actually still a little frozen. We're going to have to let that defrost some. So I have a pound of ground beef right here to lighten it up a little bit. I have a pound of ground turkey. Okay, it's gonna be really good. Right here, I have some Maggi seasoning, some kitchen bouquet for our gravy, some roast beef better than bouillon for our gravy, some minced garlic, an egg, a shallot. I have some all-purpose flour. Of course, we're going to be using some of my seasoning. Link in the description box below. Of course, as always, go get it. It's really, really good. Nice and complex. You can use it on everything. Meat, seafood, vegetables, sauces, stews, pasta, whatever. The only thing I don't use my seasoning on, of course, is like desserts and if I make eggs. Because I'm basic. I just like salt and pepper on my eggs. But, y'all, this stuff right here, the bomb. If you happen to not have it, okay, and you're lacking, use some adobo with pepper. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be close, okay? Alright, we're going to be using a little ground sage. You guys know when I make like turkey and poultry, well, ground turkey, ground chicken, any kind of ground poultry, I like to use a little bit of sage in it. It just, I don't know, it makes it taste a little bit like sausage. It just gives it a good flavor, okay? We need some black pepper, some sazon. This is the sazon. I've been using this in a tropical one. I switched from the Goya to a no MSG sazon. We're going to need some ketchup, a little bit of milk, some, this is like a little couple days old bread right here. This is a fresh baked bread. We're going to be using some of that as a binder. I have some mushrooms right here. And yeah, I think that's everything, right? Alright, let's go ahead and start putting this thing together. So first off, well dang, if you hear my a noise, that's my dishwasher going. You know, I'm cooking, cleaning, like just doing it all, okay? So first off, I have 3 slices of this fresh bread right here. It's a little stale, not as stale as I would like it to be. Okay, so I'm just taking it, breaking it apart a little bit. Throw it in the bowl. To that, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of whole milk just to soak into the bread. That right there is good. Next, I'm gonna add in the ground beef, turkey, a teaspoon of minced garlic. I minced up that shallot. I'm gonna add that in. I'm gonna add in half a tablespoon of the roast beef, better than bouillon. Set this right there. 1 egg. Some of my seasoning. Some sazon. Some ground sage. Black pepper. Two tablespoons of ketchup. Alright, now of course I got nails on, so I'm going in with some gloves. I'm going to get the rest of this roast beef base off this spoon. I'm going to mix this up. Mix it well. Okay, so this is mixed good. It's not even cooked and it smells good already. Y'all see that? Alright, I'm gonna go grab my baking dish. Alright, so I have my baking dish here. For me, I'd rather a like thicker kind of meatloaf opposed to like it being long. So I'm gonna show you how I do mine. Plop that in. Then I'm going to form this into a nice thick loaf. Like I would much rather mine thick. Okay. So push that to the side, form it. If I had 2 gloves on, it would be better. Because I'm working with one right now because I need my other hand to do stuff. So, just gonna form it against the side, nice and thick. Can y'all see that? So what I'm doing is I'm pushing this against the side to get the height I want. And then I'm just going to move it to the middle and just let it place it there. So against the side to get it nice and thick. And then the trick to meatloaf is right here in the middle, just put a little indentation. And that helps with the shrinkage so it doesn't shrink too crazy. So I'm putting a little indentation right here in the middle. You see that? Can you guys see that good? Y'all see the little indentation? You see it's nice and thick? This pan is like way big for this. So now that we formed it, I'm gonna go ahead and just move it to the middle. Okay. Alright, so that looks perfect. My nice indentation right there. Okay, so that looks perfect. Okay. Look at that. Alright, you guys, so here is our beautiful meatloaf. You guys know I always gotta give you a close-up. Okay, so I'm about to put this in a 350-degree oven, uncovered, for, let's say, 20 minutes. And then we're going to work on our mushroom gravy, and then cover it with the gravy and cook it some more. Alright, so into the oven it goes. Alright, you guys, now let's work on our gravy. First, to the pan, I'm going to add in a tablespoon of butter. This is more like a tablespoon and a half, actually. So, let this melt a little bit. Next, I'm going to add in the mushrooms. Okay, a little bit of my seasoning. Some black pepper. Gonna saute these some. Okay, looking and smelling really good. Next, I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of the liquid Maggi. It comes out like a little at a time. A teaspoon of the kitchen bouquet. 2 tablespoons of the all-purpose flour. Mix this. Coat the mushrooms with the flour. This is a trick to not getting lumps too in your gravy. Now I'm gonna add in 2 cups of water. Mix this well. I'm gonna bring this to a low simmer. Okay, you guys, look at our beautiful homemade brown mushroom gravy. Nice and velvety, not too thin, not too thick. It's beautiful. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off and let this sit until it's time to pour this over the meatloaf. Now, one more second for appreciation of this brown gravy. Is this not beautiful? Y'all see that? Gorgeous. Homemade too. So easy to make. You don't need to use a pack or a can or whatever. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright. Let's let this sit for a little bit. Alright, you guys. So it's been 35 minutes. Okay. This is how the meatloaf is looking. If you have a ton of grease in your pan, you can drain some out. I don't have that much, so I'm gonna leave it. Now we're gonna go ahead and top this with our gravy. So this smells so good, y'all. Look at that. All the mushrooms, sauce, all the gravy. Yum. Alright, so we're gonna throw this back in the oven for like 15-20 minutes, you know. Let all these flavors meld together. Yum. Alright, you guys, so I took the meatloaf out the oven. It's ready. It's really hot. Do y'all see that steam? Look at that. So beautiful. We're going to cut into it, the moment of truth. Oh, look at that. That is perfect, y'all. Y'all see that? That's perfect. Look. Oh, here's a little better angle. Yeah, that is perfect. You see how nice and juicy that is? What? Alright, let's make a plate. Alright, you guys, so the food is done. To go with the meatloaf, I made a white cheddar mac. Quick, something easy, some peas. But y'all, this is the star of the show. Y'all see that? It's so juicy. Firm enough, it's not falling apart. Y'all see that? Delicious. Be sure to give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to do you, boo. Bye, guys.
Whoa, don't slip up or get caught. Why not, man? I'm coming for that #1